Last year, we conducted a Metro West health survey, and the results from that were pretty startling. The increase in stress and anxiety with students rose. Between 2016 and 2018, it rose by 100%.
There's really so much pressure on teens today that we're just seeing increased anxiety.
Stress, I think it has gone up.
You know, the past 5 years, there's been double the rates of stress and anxiety. I know in the past 10 years, there's been twice as many hospitalizations.
Stress is definitely a big factor, especially in high school, towards the end of high school.
Stress in school has risen exponentially over the last number of years, and there are a number of factors that come into play there. School-related issues, homework, social, after-school curricular activities, and I think the biggest factor that comes into play is screen time, social media.
There's tremendous pressure from an academic standpoint on a lot of students. I think students feel that they need to achieve and that no matter what they do, it's sort of never good enough. We're struggling.
I do hear a lot from like school counselors and parents and folks that are really seeing the same students over and over again and the same issues year after year, that it does seem like kids are a lot more anxious these days.
Students are often struggling balancing life, social, and school. So it's a challenge.
And it's just like a constant, stream of activities, homework, social media communication, and then they need to go to sleep and do it all again the next day.
Having anxiety, having stress are completely normal, and we want people to feel a certain amount of stress and a certain amount of anxiety. If we try to alleviate that, then they won't know how to deal with it when it does come along in the future.
I think a lot of young people, from what I've seen and heard, are often really scared. They're often afraid to share what they're experiencing because there's a lot of fear of judgment.
There is this tendency to hide our struggles.
I think the biggest challenges for students is coping strategies. How do I deal with the anxiety and stress that I'm feeling?
I think that's something parents can have a conversation with their kids about. It's saying to them, I'm here for you, I'm always going to be here for you. It does show, that the parents do care and that they are trying to help them in the long term.
If I'm ever really stressed with school, my parents will come in, check in on me and my siblings and just say what's up, do you need anything, do you need any help?
If I ask my parents for help, they'll sit down, they'll be like, okay, so what can I do to help you? If you talk to them, a lot of times it relieves the stress, even though you still have to go do whatever it is.
If I have something on my mind or if I'm stressed about something, I can go to my mom and she will give me pretty good advice. I'm going to sit down and talk about it, and she'll give me the best advice that she can offer.
Being able to come home and kind of know that the people I love and the people that are going to be there to support me it's definitely a good environment to come home to.
What parents can do is provide structure at home, set limits, be a supportive parent.
Showing a real interest and actually being interested, not just the how was your day, but sort of, sometimes you have to dig a little deeper and you can't just ask a yes or no question. It has to be kind of open, which will sometimes force a little bit more to come out rather than just was your day good? Yeah, so how specifically was this, or what happened in this class?
Structure and rules provide some predictability for youth.
Rules give me a timeline. I know when I have to go home, so I don't have to worry about staying out too late. I don't have to worry about the not getting enough sleep. I know do my homework. It helps ease the stress load, and I think that's a good thing.
Students benefit from structure because then they know what to expect. And most importantly, when we talk about stress and anxiety, it comes from unpredictable situations.
It's really hard to describe our feelings. If you're feeling kind of like you don't want to come to me with something, let's brainstorm who you could. That might be hard as a parent, but I think it's worthwhile.
It's really important for parents to say to their students, to their kids, it's all right if you're struggling with this right now, and if you want to talk to someone, I'm more than open to getting you a therapist.
Been supportive. This year I've experienced a little more anxiety than I have in the past. So, but my mom has been completely supportive, and she suggested if you want to go to therapy, we can totally go. And I have been for a little bit, and it's definitely helped. So just the fact that she's allowing me to go and being supportive, the fact that I, need some skills to deal with stress before college and everything has been great.
Not every family can find time to have dinners together, but I think it makes total sense to me to try to have those moments where everyone's phones are away, you're together.
At dinner time, my parents ask the typical, how's your day? What'd you learn at school today? And stuff like that. But we basically just have conversations about what's going on in our lives.
At the dinner table, we will talk about upcoming events, if we have anything planned, after school, if we have events for football, doctor's appointments, and then we'll talk about occasionally what happened in the day. I do like that. It lets my family know what's going on in each other's lives.
I think it's really important that parents tell the kids the confidence that they have in them.
My parents can always sense when me and my siblings are stressed with school, whether it's finals or just a big project or something. And they're really good with helping us read over our papers and stuff like that. Even if it's just an extra set of eyes, it just helps make us feel confident in our work.
Erica, you got this, you're fine, you're smart. And they kind of remind me that, with the stress of junior year and everything, that it is okay to take a step back sometimes.
If you just say to your child, I know that you may not know how to do this right now, and it's okay if you don't do it well, it's okay if you fail at this, but the most important thing is that you try to do it, and I have confidence that you can do it. We know when we teach our kids how to ride a bike that they're going to fall, so we put the pads on them. We never say to the child, don't ride your bike because you're going to fall. We encourage them to give it a try, even though we know that they're not going to be successful right away. We have to do that with everything.